Okay, so I wanted to go over my AMD trade today. Um, if you take a look at AMD here, this was an interesting trade. There were some better opportunities, just a couple. I think Apple was one of them that would have been a little bit more of a smoother trade. But today's market was um, just a little weird because there were huge gaps to the downside on a lot of the stocks that I had on my charts. And oftentimes, when you get huge gaps to the downside, that they want to fill in some of that gap. Now, what you can't predict is whether it fills it in completely, if it fills it in halfway, comes back down. But what caught my eye with AMD was that AMD did not have a huge gap to the downside. It actually had just a small gap. And it kept my interest. Now the first two candles, I always let the first 2 minutes go by. Boom. So I let that first candle close, no trades. And then I base my trade after that. So the next candle started to come down almost immediately. It came up a little bit, but it started to come down almost immediately. And the first time this candle took out the low, boom, of the first candle, I didn't get it on the first time. It actually bounced up a little bit, and that's when I started to plug in my entries to go short on AMD, because that's my signal. That first candle had buying pressure that drove it back up to here, right? But when this next one eliminated all of that buying pressure and took out the low of that first one, I was like, I gotta get in this. Boom, entry here on my second candle. Now immediately on this third candle here, I had a big push to the downside. When a move like that happens, it's good to at least take half. Now that initial move, actually, I didn't think was enough. I knew what was going on in the market. I'm looking at all the other charts, seeing how everything else is moving, and I thought AMD had more in it to come down just a little bit more than this first initial move. Now I could have taken half off of the table here. That's good, and let the rest of it run. I also want to let you know that my stop loss is up here. Boom. So there's my stop loss at the top of this first candle. And my entry was here in the second one. Actually, it wasn't even there. So stop loss at the top, boom. My entry was about a little bit above as it came back up a little bit. I didn't take any profits on this move down. I want a 2 to 3 bar push to the downside based off of my entry, and that was just about a 1 bar move, so I didn't do anything yet. Now this thing comes up a little bit all the way to the 20 period moving average. Now I'm not out of this trade because my stop loss is here. Okay, now this candle here absolutely crushes this, and this. Boom. Right? All these three candles got absolutely eliminated by that big red candle. Now, what I teach is to add more here. Boom. When this green gets eliminated near the 20 after a small rally. And we just get a massive drop to the downside. Look at that. Boom. My exit was about 77.44, so about down here was my exit on AMD. So we'll go over that really quick again. Entry was about here on this candle. Stop loss here. Didn't add more. I didn't add more. I was just relaxing, just kicking back, watching what was going on. And out here on this candle. Boom. That was my trade on AMD this morning. And as you can see from what you're looking at there's my orders, and there is the chart that I just had displayed there for you. So that was my trade this morning on AMD.